7th graders, it's Emily and I'm here with Miss Simon. So, some of the new 7th graders might be wondering what the atmosphere at the junior high is like and how it's different from what they're used to.
Well, I will say that the big difference is that you have more freedom. You don't have to walk with your teachers in a perfectly straight line from class to class. You're treated like young adults here, hoping that the atmosphere is that of trusting and responsibility on the student to make good decisions.
It's not too much to worry about.
No.
With you being a language arts teacher, I was wondering, what was your favorite book?
You know, that's a really tough question because I love books almost as much as I love my own children. I know, right? When I thought about the question, my favorite book is actually The Great Gatsby, written by F. Scott Fitzgerald. And one of the reasons it's my favorite is just because I feel like with books you can go to a totally different place and time in your life. And I really thought about loving the chance to live in, and be in that time period. So it's just one of my favorites, and I read it sometimes every year.
Hey guys, I'm here with Miss Rodley. She teaches science up here at the junior high. So Miss Rodley, how often do you give homework and how difficult do you think it usually is?
Well, I would say I give homework about 2 to 3 nights a week, and it should only take 10 to 20 minutes. I like to review what the students learned during the day and get them ready for the next.
That's not too bad at all. So Miss Rodley, do you have any hidden talents you'd like to share?
I do have one hidden talent, and actually some students of mine helped me a few years ago to find it. They thought I sang pretty nicely because I worked at a school where I got to sing with them at assemblies and whatnot. So they had me try out for The Voice in 2011. So my secret talent, I suppose, is singing. The problem is I don't like singing in front of a lot of people, so I don't sing a lot. I'd rather sing in the shower. There's nobody watching.
That's still pretty impressive.
Thank you.
This is Mr. Davis. He teaches language arts here at the junior high. So Mr. Davis, how often do you give homework and how difficult do you think it usually is?
Homework is every week. Usually it's not a nightly assignment, although we do have some nightly assignments. Usually we give weekly assignments. I give weekly assignments. Quarterly assignments. I don't think it's difficult at all. As long as you just give the effort, work through it, ask questions if there are any, I think it's very doable.
Sounds pretty good. Do you have any pet peeves that you'd like everyone to know about?
I have 2 pretty big ones. My first one is students who refuse to work or refuse to try if anything gets difficult or if they're just plain out lazy. That drives me nuts. Second one is being a language arts teacher, we do a lot of reading in here. Students who don't like to read, and I hear that may be an issue that some students don't like to read. I understand that and I'm okay with that, but just trying to find a book or ask me if they know of a book that might pique their interest. If they don't do that, that drives me nuts. If they just don't sit there and read, it's on my nerves.
Yeah, both those are pretty understandable ones. This is Miss Goodwin. She teaches 7th grade math here at the junior high. So Miss Goodwin, how often do you give homework and how difficult do you think it usually is?
I usually give homework about 3 to 4 times a week. It just depends on where we're at. We use the digits program in 7th grade like you're already used to, so all the homework is online. And in my class, homework is practice, meaning it doesn't count as a grade, but you do have to get the homework completed at 70% or higher before you can take the test.
It's nice that you already know what to expect. You've been here for a while. When did you first move to Buckeye?
I've actually been here my whole life. I grew up in Valley City, went to Buckeye my whole career, and was only gone when I went to college, and I taught 1 other year somewhere else, and ever since then I've been at Buckeye, so this is my 10th year at Buckeye.
That's a really long time.
Hi, I'm here with Miss Simone. He's a history teacher here at the junior high. So how would you say that general expectations of students here are different from the elementary?
I wouldn't say they're completely different. I think they're pretty similar. Just come to class, prepared, on time, and it's all about your attitude. Come with a positive attitude, ready to learn, and you'll be all set.
Shouldn't be too hard.
Shouldn't be.
So, what's your favorite sports team?
Well, if we're talking football, NFL football, that would be the arch rival of the Browns. Of course, the Steelers. How can you go wrong? In the words of Caesar, Vine, vide, vici. I came, I saw, and I conquered. That's what you should be saying at the end of your 7th grade year.
I'm here with Mr. Renberg. So, at the elementary, the students may not be used to taking notes. Can you explain how at the junior high they might take notes?
Yes, every teacher does it a little bit differently, but I can talk about history because I'm a history teacher. We do it in a variety of different ways. One of the ways we do a good amount has to do with an outline. And that might not be something that you're used to doing, but we'll of course show you how to do that, teach you what an outline is, or the format for it, before we get going. But we also take notes in different ways, sometimes from the board, sometimes right out of the book. But you'll be given a chance to figure all that out.
Takes some getting used to, but they'll be okay. So, what's the most exciting thing you've ever done?
Well, I've done a variety of exciting and unusual things, but I would have to say this was my first quarter at college. I don't really like heights, but I decided for some reason I was going to jump out of an airplane. They had a parachuting club where I went to Bowling Green, and so I joined this club and I jumped out of an airplane twice. Of course, I didn't tell my parents I was doing this until after I jumped.
Sounds terrifying. This is Mr. Berber, and he's a math teacher at the junior high.
Hello.
So, how does note-taking work at the junior high?
Well, I understand that note-taking is a little bit different from the intermediate school to the junior high school. In the intermediate, you guys probably don't take as many notes as what we do, so the first couple weeks I try to get you guys acclimated with the kind of notes that we'll take and how I want you to set them up. And throughout probably about a month in the school, you'll have a good idea of what the expectation is.
Not too bad. So, what's your favorite type of music?
I like to listen to all kinds of different music. I'll listen to some rap, I'll listen to some of the more poppy stuff. I like some of the older music, mostly like the 90s, 2000s, boy bands, stuff like that. But I pretty much listen to anything Taylor Swift.
I faux fum. I smell the blood of a 6th grader about to be a 7th grader.
Well,